Now live, the king of cuisine, Peter Dills. Another restaurant show, right? No, it's Peter Dills, the king of cuisine.
It's Peter Dills, AM 830 KLAA, the king of cuisine. How's everybody doing out there? We're here until 6 o'clock. We're going to be talking about food. What else would we be talking about? Well, we got to get right into the show. We've got a busy lineup today. Our phone number is 714-2-830-830, 714-2-830-830. We encourage your phone calls. In fact, we want your phone calls so much that we might even have a trivia question to bribe you to give us a call right here. We're live, 714-2-830-830. Driving down to the 57, from the 210 to the 57, in my brand new Lexus from Longo Lexus. Man, that traffic. I mean, you have to be an Indy 500 certified car driver to get on the 57 for all the turns. And we got to welcome back the Turtle is here.
Hey.
You got here okay. I guess you drive the 60 freeway.
No. Remember, I moved. I live in Inglewood now.
Inglewood, the hood.
Yeah.
Inglewood.
Well, I can't claim the wood yet for another year.
All right.
That's the rule. But yeah, so.
But you're going to be close to SoFi Stadium, so you're going to be close to your dear San Diego Chargers.
My LA Chargers, yes, you are correct.
God dang.
I'm 15 minutes away.
Peter, bad host.
Shame on you.
Well, I'm staring at your shirt. That's why.
Oh, does it say San Diego?
No, it doesn't.
This is Chargers.
But you got your that's
I'm all chargered up.
Oh, you're chargered up. And Richard Bender's here.
Hey, Peter.
From the HB, Huntington Beach.
All the way up from Huntington Beach.
You know, I've never told this story before, but I don't know how this is where I met Richard Bender. Do you remember where I met you?
It wasn't here.
No, it was at El Fornillo. John Beeman was the general manager back then, and I was at the bar, of course, and he said, "Hey, I got somebody. Get a little closer to the mic.
Okay.
I got somebody you got to meet." And he goes, "Have you heard of Philippe?" And I go, "Philippe? Come on, everybody knows Philippe." He goes, "Well, the owner's here." And so I came over, and you were just, back then, this is probably when John was there 12, 13, 14 years ago, you lived in Sierra Madre.
We used to go there every Sunday. We'd take the LA Times, spread it out, get a bottle of wine, and sit there for 2 or 3 hours.
And Richard was as charming as he is today.
Oh, come on.
And we're going to talk about history. We're going to talk about everything that you want to know about Felipe's. Plus, we've got Bob Hess. Who is Bob Hess? Bob Hess Jr. is a trainer, thoroughbred trainer. That means the horses at, in our circuit of horse meets like Los Alamitos and Santa Anita and, of course, Del Mar. And Bob calls once or twice a year to give his recommendations of restaurants in the Solano Beach, Del Mar, San Diego area if you plan on going down there. And Bob's picks, unlike my horse picking, they're pretty right on. I've gone to a few of the restaurants that Bob has recommended, and I certainly like them. Aaron's here. Aaron is picking up the phone when you call 714-2-830-830. And if you hear some music that you've never heard on the show before, that's because we're celebrating certain days. And Turtle, today, there's 2 days. National Sweet Tea Day, National Sweet Iced Tea Day, and, of course, National Bacon Day. Go ahead.
Bacon. I love the bacon. Every day's National Bacon Day in my book.
Yeah, remember when we were in high school, we'd say, making bacon. We're making bacon. Yeah, we wish. Making bacon. Anyway, it's Peter Dills, AM 830 KLAA. We're here each and every Sunday night from 5 to 6 p.m. Richard Bender, welcome back to the show. We haven't had you at this location. We've done a whole bunch of stuff in the past.
We have.
Yeah, so
Burbank was the last place, I think.
Thank you for dropping by here today. We're going to have you for the whole duration of the show. Let's get to it. How was the French dip? Everybody get ready. Richard is going to explain to you 100% accurately how the French dip sound. Well, you weren't there. I wasn't there.
I wasn't there.
Turtle wasn't there.
Nobody was.
So, but that's the great thing about food history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how was the French dip?
Well, Philippe, who the owner, Philippe Mathieu, he was a pretty cheap Frenchman. And so what they say is he used to keep the rolls over a day or two until they'd get kind of hard, and you might call it stale.
I would call it stale
back in the day, you know.
Right.
And so a customer came in and he wanted it softer, and so he dropped it into the pan of gravy, and he says no. He says I'll take that one, And so he made the sandwich for him that way, and he came back the next day. His grandson came in on our 100th anniversary and explained to us it really wasn't a policeman, but it was a fireman. So we don't know if it's a policeman or a fireman. But,
right.
So the story goes that he came back with his buddies the next day, and that's kind of how the friendship started.
We have talked about French toast. The same story, Turtle, is that the French toast was invented because the bread itself was a day old, which is not that bad.
It has to be old.
It has to be old. And they invented the French toast from day old. So there's something about these people from France, and
they like day old everything.
Day old everything.
Right.
They don't. Hey, this portion of our show is brought to you by Tattinger Champagne. So if you're following me on Facebook, I've been bragging about these billboards. Like there's one by your restaurant.
I've never seen it.
Okay,
but
so
I've looked for it.
Chinatown. There's a sign that says Dodger Stadium that way. Okay. And then it's where the railroad station is, because I've had friends that have told me that they've seen the billboard on the train, from the train. So Cathedral High School.
Yeah.
When you pull out of Cathedral High School, apparently the billboard is right there.
So it's probably on Broadway.
1100 Broadway.
Yeah.
Or yes.
Just down from where the old Little Joe's was.
Exactly. So
Okay.
the billboard is still there. So I got this idea, Turtle and Richard and Aaron. I go, well, those billboards are expensive. We're talking $5,000. I can afford one of those. So I had this idea about lawn signs, political signs. When you're getting off the freeway, 57 freeway or 5 here at Angel Stadium, that you'll see like "Vote for Richard."
Yeah.
And those are little lawn signs. I said, well, those got to be cheap, inexpensive. So I made 30 of them, and I dotted them all around the stadium: 57 freeway, 5 freeway, 91 freeway.
How many are left?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
So somebody on Facebook, I've got 5,000 Facebook followers if you want to be one, Peter Dills. And they said, good luck, buddy. They'll take them all down. Well, lo and behold, I got off the freeway, Catella. It's still there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went through Bezos, which was the catch.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be Bezos. It's been sitting there for about a year. It's still there. Well, the one that I did put right in front of the stadium, in the stadium property, it's gone. It's gone.
Right.
But there's always next week.
Yeah, that's right.
Why I brought this up, Tattinger is paying for the next round of lawn signs. So get ready, Anaheim. We're going to have a new litter of lawn signs all around. It's the best thing I've ever done. All right, Richard Bender is here. We're talking about Philippe's. So it's a family-run organization, family-run restaurant. When did your family actually take over?
My grandfather and his 2 brothers.
Can you give me their names? Just
Harry, Dave, and Frank.
Harry, David, and Frank.
And so
Okay.
it was really Harry and Dave that bought the place originally from Philippe. Philippe's wife wanted him to retire at the age of 50.
Oh,
So he had it from 1908 till 1927.
okay.
And they had, my grandfather had horse stables across the street, if you can believe it.
I can't. Is
That-
that where your parking lot is at the
No,
state?
that was on the middle of the 101 freeway, right by Union Station.
Okay,
we
on
were
that
right,
side,
right
that
there
side.
on
Okay.
Elisa Street.
All right, I'm picturing it.
And so, of course, it was all wiped out in the late 40s when the freeway came through. But so they bought it in 27, and my grandfather joined them about 1935, 1940. And then that's kind of how long it's been in our family. So coming up to 100 years.
When your grandparents bought it, was it as successful as it is today?
It was super busy. The old
Really?
pictures. Everybody had a top hat on.
Yeah.
Very formally dressed. Nothing like today.
There's an old saying, and I didn't coin this, but I've heard this many, many times. Eat with the masses, and you'll always eat with the classes. That means it's self-explanatory. But with doing $1,500 a day, the sandwiches aren't really that expensive. If I haven't been there for maybe 6 months, but we're talking $8 to $14 maybe for a sandwich. But the key is the dipping. Now, you give people the opportunity to pick, but I'm always confused on what I'm doing when I'm dipping.
Okay,
explain that to us.
Single dip is dip the top part of the bun.
Oh, the
in
top part
in
of
the
bun.
au jus.
That's kind of okay. All right, I'm dipping
Double
the top.
dip.
Double dip
Is like what I got for you guys,
Okay,
and that was both sides of the bun.
both sides of the bun, turtle.
I recommend
Oh, okay.
Good.
it.
Okay. And then triple dip
Triple dip, you say?
is like soaked.
Ah,
Some people love it that
I'm
way.
a soaker too.
You're a soaker? Okay.
And okay.
Talking about the menu, we have obviously the beef.
Mm-hmm.
We use 100% prime, USDA prime beef. Roast pork. That's probably one of my favorites, by the way.
Okay.
Leg of lamb comes from New Zealand.
I think that's my favorite.
The lamb.
Yeah, because it's nice and fatty.
Yeah, and it comes right off the bone.
Yeah.
Roast turkey. We have pastrami and ham.
Mm-hmm.
You can add cheese to any of those, all kinds of cheeses. Blue cheese with lamb is really popular.
Then you're how you shine there is that you're a wine aficionado, and believe it or not, you can go to Philippe's and
Get a pretty good glass of wine.
pretty good glass of wine for a pretty reasonable price.
Right, yeah. So, but one of the things that really sets our sandwich apart from anybody else is our au jus. Mm-hmm. It's first of all, it's the pan drippings from about 800 pounds of meat a day, and that all goes into the stock, and then that is rendered down for the next 48 hours.
Okay, drippings though from all 5-6 meats, or just the
beef,
pork,
pork, and the lamb.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, 6 of them. Open 360. Don't worry, Aaron. I got half a sandwich for you. He's looking.
We got one.
Yeah, I got one.
I
for
don't
you.
know.
I got
I bet
one.
you this too. I'm good.
Open 363 days a year, closed
Okay.
for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Right.
And really, another thing that sets us apart is our staff. I mean,
Oh, I know.
they've been there 20, 30 years, sometimes 40. Generations of families have been there, worked there. One of our managers right now, her mother was a carver back in the 60s. Her husband works there.
Ooh.
And now
spicy.
her son works there when he's off from UCI. So that's
So you're Richard Binder, Philippe's, Peter Dills, AM 830 KLA. We got about 20 minutes left. Bruce Cook takes over at 6. You had mentioned to me you're semi-retired.
yes.
Okay. So you go in there when there's a Dodger game and
No.
That's the day you stay away?
No, but it just depends. Like I usually go in the morning, and 3 days a week now. In December, I'll be fully retired.
Okay. Oh,
'Cause-
you'll never be fully
Because
retired.
the next generation has taken over.
Your son
everything.
Andrew is there.
Andrew, my cousin Julie, my cousin Mark.
Still a family-run business. Mm-hmm. What's your fondest memories of all of your years? Wait a minute. What is your history? I mean, I know your grandfather and you just...
And my dad.
And your dad. But
Yeah.
when you were 20, 25, were you working there?
Oh yeah, I started there when I was 21.
So you know nothing else except for
I
French dip.
started at McDonald's.
Good for you.
Yeah, in Alhambra,
Okay.
$1.35 an hour,
The one on Granada and
Main Street.
Main Street. Oh, my
Yes.
God. I used to live 2 blocks away from there.
He probably served you a hamburger.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and I thought that was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
Gas was a quarter. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's a trivia question right there, Turtle, for weeks to come is where did Richard Binder get his start? McDonald's. Well, we had that one about Carl Karcher. Remember? Where did he? Arby's? Was it? He can't talk. He's eating over there. Yeah.
Yeah, that shows it's a good product.
What? It's Peter Dills, AM 830 KLAA. Okay, so we figured out the dip. What intrigues me about that, you mentioned, because I thought it meant like dipping the whole thing, but it's just the side of the bread, one dip.
The underside.
The other side, 2.
Right.
And submerge, 3?
Not submerged, but it's just longer.
Okay. So if you haven't been to Philippe's, it's an institution, and it really is. I was mentioning, I think during the break, or maybe it was live here on the show, that anytime that somebody from outside comes to L.A., there's places probably the Getty, a host of other things.
Hollywood sign.
Philippe's is definitely something that you got to go. Coffee. I think Richard got ribbed for this a few years ago. I think they had 25-cent coffee, and what is it, 35 cents now?
45.
45 cents. Good God, charging 45 cents for coffee.
I remember when we raised it from a nickel to a dime. We had a family meeting over it.
Oh gosh.
And so all these news people would call us up and say, Philippe's raised their price 100% on their coffee from a nickel to a dime. And so, but it's 45 cents now.
Okay. I want to talk about the meat. You said only prime meat. Okay. I'm not going to name the name of the. I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurant. They're in Pasadena, California. They are not still there today. Well, maybe I could name them then, since they're not there. Anyway, it was a restaurant, a steak place, and I was asking the one of the owners. They had 3 owners back then. I said, "Where do you guys buy your steaks from?" And he goes, "Well, we buy the steaks. You ate the whole thing."
The whole thing.
Oh my God. Well, I saved half for Aaron, so.
I've got 2 more.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, then you're set. I said, where do you buy your steaks from? What purveyors? I mean, nowadays it's probably Newport Meats or Gourmet Prime or some, I don't know. I see this, trucks running over. What I'm getting at, I think you know what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, do you have somebody that long-standing purveyors? Like, can you tell me, like, Peter, I've been buying our bread from so-and-so?
Absolutely. We're so faithful that way.
Okay. Well, tell me more about that before we have to go to break.
So our meat has been Rocker Brothers.
Okay.
Been probably with them 40, 45 years.
Okay. Is there a Rocker brother?
There's 2 of them. Yeah.
Okay. They're still around?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Those are the sons.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really big, and nothing but quality.
Okay.
Frisco Baking Company. We've been with them 45 years.
Right.
Ever since 4S went out of business.
Okay.
They took over for us on the same weekend. We've been with them ever since.
Okay.
And U.S. Foods, which was S.E. Rykoff.
Right.
We had only 2 salesmen up until about 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
In the 40, 45 years.
That's an amazing story. It really is. Yeah. There's so much more to Philippe's than who invented the French dip sandwich. It's like the dedication. It's family run. I would imagine, because I know restaurant tours and gone through this for years and years, that has anybody asked to buy the place from you?
Oh, all the time I get a letter.
Yeah, a letter?
Yeah.
A letter. Why? They come in with a suitcase.
They just,
This portion of our show is brought to you by Tattinger Champagne. If you say it Tattinger, it is all French to me. And soon, yes, we're going to have our little Tattinger billboards all around Angel Stadium. And I didn't even get in trouble for that. How's that?
That's great.
All right. I got Blair on line 1. Blair.
No way.
Yeah, Blair, welcome to the show.
Where's my mustard, Binder?
Well, you could have the remnants out of the bottle here.
I got 1 bottle for you, Blair. I got a bottle for you. I asked him for 2, but Turtle, that stuff is spicy. You only need 1.
Yeah, but I put it on everything. I use
do?
it for breakfast. I make turkey patties with my eggs, and I put it on that. I put it in any sandwich I have. I actually put my tacos. So I put it on everything.
Peter, Blair, and I have some stories. But when we used to go down to Texas and play golf with Nolan Ryan.
Oh yeah, I've seen the pictures.
He's very good friends with the family.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. That's no joke.
All the Salisbury's.
Yeah.
Well, some of the pictures you don't want to show.
Hey, I'm playing a whole 9 holes tomorrow at Altadena. I'm sorry, I can't afford to go down to Texas with you guys and play. I only need 9 holes. Yeah.
Yeah.
We 1 year we went there. It's Richard, an hour from Houston. My wife called me and said, how do you guys get back to the airport? It's flooding. We said, we're playing golf. Everyone's cool. And within an hour, we were in some small town, and the water's up to our doors. We finally got to the airport and found out Richard's plane ticket. I think you put in your luggage, Richard, and we checked in your bag for you. Remember that?
No, I don't.
And he's saying that with a straight face. We're talking.
Oh my God! I think you had to buy another ticket to get on the plane.
I don't remember.
Oh, Blair.
You're drinking Shiner beer. That's why.
Blair, Texas is fine. Is Blair from the El Cholo Cafe out there in Pasadena wants his. I've got this mustard. I'm going to drop it off tomorrow because I got to go by on Lake Street to pick up some new running shoes. So I'm going to drop off this Philippe mustard for you. It's not 2, but it's 1. Is that okay?
That's fine. I can get them for sandwich anytime real soon. Anyway,
all right.
Another bottle.
All right. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to drop it off at the restaurant tomorrow for you. All right.
Perfect. Keep it over, Richard.
Nice talking to you, Blair.
Well, you just never know who's listening and who's going to call here on AM 830 KLAA. Aaron, did you get a bite of the sandwich yet? All right. Okay. We're good. Everybody's happy. Bruce Cook is coming up next at 6 o'clock. He'll be here from 6 to 7 talking about what Bruce Cook likes to talk about. We like to talk about food right here on AM 830 KLAA. We will be back next week at 5 o'clock. I do not have any idea who the guest is or if it's National Tortilla Day or Macadamia Nut Day or who will be in the studio with us, but we know that we covered just about everything. So to wrap things up, my website is diningwithdills.com. You can get a hold of us through that. We've got our podcast, and I'm going to ask Aaron to send that to me tonight. Maybe he could pull out all the commercials for us since we gave him a sandwich. All right, you guys, it's Peter Dills. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media stuff. If you know of a great restaurant or if you want us to go hang out at your place and record a show, we can do that. Have wheels, we'll travel. Right, Turtle?
Yes, sir.
All right, I want to find out more about the claws at the, where at?
Next door or something like that?
No, the billboard, the all-you-can-eat claws.
Oh, yeah, the Yamava.
Yamava, that's on my list too. It's Peter Dills, AM 830 KLAA. Don't touch that dial. Bruce Cook is pushing me out of the chair right now.
Dining with Dills. You're gonna get your delicious fill. Yeah, dining with Dills. It's all good.